I'm Dr. Deb Butler, and you are listening to Thinner Peace in Menopause and Beyond. This is episode number 398. Welcome to Thinner Peace in Menopause and Beyond. This is Dr. Deb Butler, Master Life and Weight Coach, and as always, your coach. If you're a woman and you're smart and you're successful and you've been struggling with weight your whole life, and now menopause is making it harder than ever, and you are ready to make this the last time you ever have to go on a diet again, then this podcast is for you. Stay tuned. Well, hello, all my dear friends all over the world. Today, you can see me and you can hear me. I'm actually doing this podcast live. So it will be videoed and audio. So if you'd like to see it, you can go to my website. It'll also be in my newsletter, or you can just listen to it like you always do. But today I have some pretty exciting news for you. I know I say that a lot, but I do. And I'll tell you what it is. Would you like to know? Well, guess what? I am actually going to do, it's the holidays, and usually during the holidays, I like to do something where I can connect with you and I can teach you and I can just see what's happening with you. I love to kind of get a feel for what's going on. So today, what I want to do is tell you what I got for you. On December 6th at 12:30 p.m. Central, I am going to do a 75-minute class. And guess what it's going to be? Guess what I'm calling it? Celebrate. Learn how to celebrate during the holidays without overeating, especially if you're in menopause. That's not interesting? Because this is really what I want to do. I know that there's a lot of people in weight loss that want to use the holidays in special ways to teach you things. And I'm really no different. But I think where I am different is I like to be able to show you how there doesn't have to be any bad foods, good, bad foods. I would like to help you be able to feel peaceful around all food. Hence, the name of my process is called Thinner Peace, the inner peace. Yes, because I think food causes so much inner turmoil. It's not peaceful. And I think that if you're using it in a way, or you're on a diet, or you're feeling restricted, or you're feeling deprived, or you're thinking, oh, it's the holidays, so all bets are off, and you totally disconnect from your body, because it's almost like you want to turn your back on yourself. It's like, I'll check back in with you in the 1st of January. For now, go ahead, totally disconnect from me. I don't care. Have a blast, have fun as if it would be. And this is what I don't want you to do anymore. To me, that's insane, because I think if you've been listening to me for a while, then what I'm saying to you is you can't keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. That's called insanity. And start and stop. It's like, okay, all bets are off. I am going to not pay any attention to my body. I'm going to put any kind of food I want in it as if it was a garbage disposal. And I'm going to treat myself. And it's not a treat. And you don't feel good. And your body doesn't feel good. And by the time January 1st comes, it's almost like you can't wait. I would rather be able to teach you during the holidays how to use these foods in a mindful way, so that when January 1st comes, you just keep doing the same thing you've been doing. I really do believe, number one, that the only way to have peace with food is to believe that you can eat anything you want. And that does not mean that I think you're going to be eating potato chips all day long, or bonbons, or chocolate, just because you can eat whatever you want. I think the freedom comes from thinking that you can eat whatever you want, but you actually pose the question to yourself, well, what do I want? And I think, at least for a lot of the clients that I work with, they want to feel good in their bodies. They want to be healthy. and they want to feel good. They want to be healthy. And they also want some of those foods that don't actually create health. But listen, I do believe that these non nutritious foods, I call them joy eats. So in my process, my thinner peace process, I actually have 4 different types of eating. One is called fuel eating, and fuel eating is what it sounds like. It's eating food that is nutritious for your body. And then I have another category called joy eating. And joy eating is eating a non nutritious food. However, if you're eating a non nutritious food like chocolate, potato chips, candy, you name it, cheese puffs, those are kind of my joy foods. I like those, Cheetos, that you would do it in a very mindful way. Mindful means that you enjoy it bite by bite and you stop the minute that you're done, which doesn't mean eating a whole bag of potato chips. It doesn't mean that your brain's going, oh my God, I can't stop. Oh my God, I better eat all of it because I'm going to not have it ever again. Your brain starts telling you really strange things about these joy eats if you've made them off limits as bad foods that you can't eat them. Because what you find is you keep going back and you eating them and you're eating them, but you're feeling bad about it. So a true joy eat, and this is really what I'm going to teach in this class, is how to do it mindfully and feel at peace with this food and free with this food and really enjoy the taste and stop the minute that you're done, as soon as you're through enjoying it. And there is a time where that happens. You would never know it because most people who eat these foods who have been on diets their whole life have no clue because they're eating them for all the wrong reasons. And they think they have to get it all in because come tomorrow or come next week or come January 1st, we're not going to have it anymore. It's off limits. Off limit foods usually lead to what I call storming, which is another type of eating when you eat a lot of food at one time for strong negative emotion. And the other type of eating is fog eating, which you're eating when you're not hungry. So let's just say that you're eating a fuel food, which is a nutritious food, but you overeat it. It becomes a fuel fog. If you have a joy food that needs to be done mindfully, but you find that you have your mind telling you how you shouldn't be eating it, and so you want to get it all in now, you stop enjoying it and you're listening to your mind going, eat it, eat it, eat it, because we're not going to have it tomorrow. That becomes a joy fog. So what we want is a joy eat, not a joy fog. And we want a fuel eat, not a fuel fog, or a fuel storm, or a joy storm, eating a lot of quantity of food. Fogging is overeating. Storming is eating a large quantity of food. Either way, you're ignoring your body's signals. What I want to teach you how to do, especially if you're in menopause, is how to pay attention to your own hunger scale. And what is your hunger scale? If you're in menopause, your appetite has been decreasing for years. Have you noticed? Or have you been following diets like I used to do all the time? And you never knew that your actual appetite had been decreasing, that you need less food. Or you're just following a plan that says, have 4 ounces of this or 8 ounces of this or whatever it is. That's what I used to do with Weight Watchers, is I would measure everything according to how many points it had. I had no clue if I was hungry or full, and I didn't care. I wanted to get all the food I could get. That's all I cared about. Food was in that category for me. It was something that I felt like I had to have, and I had to have as much as I could get, as opposed to as much as my body could handle. So if you decide to want to do this class with me, all you have to do is go to drdebbutler.com/celebrate, and you can find out all the information and you can sign up, and I will see you on December 6th, and we will do this work. I will have a book for you, and I will show you the journaling process. We can even practice it a little bit. We can practice a joy eat. I can show you how to do it. And the way you'll learn is that I'll be coaching other women who will be asking questions that you're going to want to know. And so the coaching part of this class is going to be the most important part, because that's how you're going to see how different people's brains work and how your brain either encourages you to overeat or stops you from overeating. It's not just your brain. It's your brain and your body. But your brain dictates a lot of what your body does unless you have a connection. Your body says, I'm full. The brain has to respond and say, okay, not, no, it's so good. I want to keep eating. That's probably one of the most harmful thoughts you're ever going to have is it's so good. During the holidays, you think you're going to have that thought more than once? For sure. But just because something is so good does not mean you have to keep eating it. You can mindfully enjoy a food and you can stop. And I can show you how. That's what I'm going to do in this class. 75 minutes to freedom. I'll teach and I'll coach. And if you've never been in one of my classes before and you've never seen me coach anybody, and maybe you're shy and you don't want to be coached, if you come on and you just listen and watch, you will get so much information. Very, very important that you're live. The energy is different from a recording. However, if you can't make it, my Christmas gift to you is it will be recorded and I will send it to you, but it's not as good as when it's live. And in order to get the books, you're going to have to show up live. So if this is interesting to you, please go to drdebbutler.com/celebrate and come join me. I cannot believe the holidays are upon us, and I want to use them as teaching. I want to use them as opportunities to know that you can eat whatever you want. That doesn't mean that you treat your body like a trash can. It means that you're mindful, that you can eat a little and enjoy it a lot, and know that you're the one that controls how much goes in your mouth, and you're the one that can stop, and that you can trust yourself and feel free. Let's use the holidays for that. If I can teach you that, you will have learned my thinner peace process. So as always, I would never end this podcast or this video without saying to you, no matter where you go or who you're with, please, please, please be very, very kind to yourself. And as usual, I will see you next week. Bye-bye. If you're loving my podcast and you would like some more information to be able to follow along with, then please go to drdebbutler.com/change, and you can get a free copy of my companion book that goes with this podcast that I refer to in many different episodes. That is drdebbutler.com/change, CHANGE.